What you mean what I'm talking about? You know
Talking about.
why you quit your job?
Because I wasn't finna pay bills anymore. I don't want to do any of this anymore.
What you mean you not finna pay bills no more?
I'm not paying any bills anymore. Like, are you hard of hearing? Like, I'm not doing it anymore.
So you're not gonna help me out no more?
Oh.
Why?
Because that's your job. You're supposed to be paying all the bills in the first place. Why I gotta go work? Why I gotta get up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go do stuff? It's our house, but you gonna pay all these bills. I'm not doing it by myself.
I'm saying, so what's wrong with you working and helping?
There's a lot wrong with it. Why I gotta do it? Why I gotta do it? You sit up here and act like you the man of the house. Okay, be the man of the house and pay all the bills. I'm not doing it.
I am the man of the house.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not complaining like that.
No, I'm the man of the house, and the man of the house telling you need to.
No, I'm not gonna go do anything. I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing right here on my computer, and you go to work.
What you doing on the computer,
work.
y'all?
You doing the kids, be a man, step up, and do what you need to do.
I've always been a man.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You haven't been lately.
I've been a man.
You sure haven't been lately.
How?
So what? You bring this camera in my face to do what?
How?
What point are you trying to prove?
To show people how sorry you is.
I'm not sorry.
How about that?
I'm not sorry. What I'm gonna do is be the lady in the house and make sure the house is taken care of, and you go out and work. How come I don't? Did you just eat last night?
What cookie?
Did you just eat last night? The point is,
tell them what you cooked me though.
The point is, I'm not gonna go and work for nobody anymore. Now you can go and work at your little warehouse job and bring back that money so we can pay these bills.
Cooking rotel ain't no.
What you talking about? We're not even talking about me cooking. What we talking about is you going to work so you can come back home and make sure that we good.
No, what we talking about is you need to go get a job so you can help make sure we good. No, I'm not gonna go do anything.
I'm not about to do anything. If you not satisfied.
No, we need to help make sure each other good. So like,
no, I'm good. I'm good. You need to make sure that this whole house is
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
How you good if you just quit your job?
Because you don't know what I got put up. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not paying anything.
So that's what we doing.
Like I said, I'm not paying anything.
All right, I heard enough. I would never find myself in a position to where I'm dealing with a woman that's telling me what it is that I'm going to do in my own household. She's not going to control what's happening with my finances. She's not going to control what it is that she's going to do as far as whether or not she's going to work. Since the beginning of time, women have always worked. And I don't know where people are getting this from, and that they think that just because you're a woman that I'm a retirement plan. That's not how it plays out. Even my wife that I have right now, right, she works for me. And as a matter of fact, I'll go even as far as to say that she works harder for me than she would have or she would for a person if she was to, have a regular job. The whole point of coming together in a marriage is to utilize the power of two people in order to continue to level up and then bring together all of the resources and all of that other type of stuff in order for y'all to be infinitely more successful, right? But if you have somebody or a woman specifically that's unwilling to play her role and being submissive and to do what it is that she needs to do in order to make sure that y'all are growing as a family, as a unit, then you need to get rid of her ASAP. And so the problem for him is that he wasn't able to spot the red flags, obviously, way before they got together or got married. But more importantly, the problem for her is that she feels as though she could just do whatever it is that she want to do and make decisions on her own when it affects both people in a relationship. Unfortunately, he's going to have to deal with the repercussions as a result of that, and her making a little rice-a-roni or whatever. Let me say this. A lot of times women think that they're supposed to just be stay-at-home wives or whatever like that just because he's a man and he's working. That's a lie. It's the biggest lie ever told. My wife and I had a conversation when we had our daughter, and she worked all the way up until she had our daughter. She didn't necessarily have to work hard or anything like that, but she had to be busy and she had to be figuring out how it is that she could add value, not only to herself, but also figuring out who she was so that we can leverage that and ultimately I can use that in order for us to be more successful. And the reason for that is because she's largely the beneficiary of what it is that I do in our greatness, right? So when it comes to the resources, she's the one that does the majority of the shopping. She's the one that spends the majority of the money as far as how it is that we choose to decorate the house and all of that stuff. She's the one that does the majority of driving the cars, the beneficiary of my greatness, right? But here's the other side of it. When she got pregnant, when my daughter was young, basically young enough to not actually have to go to school full time, then I wanted her to be a mother. I didn't want daycare. I don't want none of that, right? I want my daughter to be a reflection of her mother and the principles that we instill in her. That way, it takes hold to her when she's younger, and then ultimately she can go out and always be with her, despite the circumstances that she may deal with when she becomes an adult, right? So you put into them young what it is that you want in them, which is one of the reasons why I don't want no daycare or somebody else raising my daughter. And then that's when my wife was a full-time mother, right? When my daughter became old enough to go to school full-time, then that's when my wife started to figure out what it is that she wanted to do, or, she went to school and all of this other type of stuff or whatever. But ultimately we came back to the conclusion that she would just work for me because I seen more value in her working for me than her bringing in resources from the outside, right? She can add way more value to me, but ultimately it was my decision as to how it was I was going to play that. My point is this: every adult should be working in some capacity or another. If you have a woman that does not have small children and she's saying that she just need to be staying at home, you are nothing but a retirement plan to her. You a come up, you a simp, you a sucker. And every woman, that is just being an adult. Being able to take care of yourself, being able to go to work, being able to take care of business, that is purely just being an adult. That has nothing to do with you being a man and she being a woman. Ultimately, I don't think that y'all should depend on her in order for y'all to survive. But her bringing in those extra resources, her taking care of business, or her working for you, or whatever, so on and so forth, that should be a standard. And other cultures do it successfully. I know plenty of women that's directors. I know plenty of women as developers. I know plenty of women as nurses or whatever. And they bring the resources back to the house. That doesn't take away from the fact that she leans into her femininity. That doesn't change her nature as a mother. That's just bringing in extra resources so y'all can do the things that y'all want to do and be able to send y'all kids to college and then leverage those resources in order to make more money or create more assets. That don't have nothing to do with the fact that you're a woman, right? There's jobs that women can do that may not be as bad as men. But we live in a society where y'all wanted it equal, but only when it benefits you, not necessarily when it comes to the repercussions or when it comes to the worst of us, right? And this is what happens. Now you have masculine women telling men what they aren't going to do, even though they're already in a relationship or they're already married, and he's dealing with it and he's sitting here negotiating with her like it's her choice. No, who you talking to? Get up, go to work, take care of this business, and be on your game and be on your grind. I don't know what we sitting here negotiating for. It ain't no negotiating, right? This is a benevolent dictatorship. This is not a democracy, right? It all goes up. The decision stops here at me, ground zero, and get your ass up and go to work. Now, we can have a conversation of what you want to do for a living or whatever, but all adults should be busy. You have too much in you to be able to get out of you, and I need them resources. I need you to go to work. If you're dealing with a woman that's unwilling to listen to your advice as a man, or to listen to her covering, you shouldn't be dealing with her in the first place. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think that this makes sense for this woman, if you think that it's okay for her to just quit her job because she want to cook rice and roni all day or some shit and then be drunk for the rest of the day. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I'm out.